Well, we are just days away from the launch of the 25th annual Tour de Palm Springs. This annual biking event has been a great benefit to many nonprofit organizations all across the valley. And in honor of this anniversary, Steve Sumrall looks back at the history of this event in tonight's edition of Our Desert Past.
Well, it's called Coming Together for the Greater Good, and it happens every February here in Palm Springs. Bicyclists gather from across the globe with the intent of making this world a better place, 2 wheels at a time.
I think on the first event was about 350 people. Next year was like 1,200. After that, it just started growing up. We've had actually times where we will hit up to 10,000 cyclists.
Tim Esser fondly recalls the evolution of the Tour de Palm Springs, the valley's premier charity cycling event, which he founded in 1998.
You know, I have not done enough for our fellow man here in the Coachella Valley, so I thought, okay, I'll start a bike event. Let's just try a charity event and see how it goes.
And it has gone rather well. In the quarter century since its inception, this annual event has been able to raise and distribute nearly $4 million to over 150 local nonprofit organizations.
We have so many. We have the Variety Club International. We have the Boys and Girls Clubs. We have the Ronald McDonald House now that's been involved. United Cerebral Palsy, by the way, made, I think, $90,000 last year with this event.
Our local schools have also benefited.
A lot of the ROTC groups from the schools, the bands, you know, a lot of these band members, when they travel, you know, it's not like the old days where the school paid for everything. Now they have to raise money for these kids to go overseas or wherever they plan on taking their trip.
Tim Esser has a track record of service to his community. As the founder of Esser Air Conditioning and Heating, he's brought people much-needed comfort against the desert's harsh weather conditions. And as the son of a participant of the invasion of Normandy, he has advocated for veteran services. So how did it all begin? Well, surprisingly, with one man and one bicycle.
I said, okay, we'll get this event started. And I said, but I'll ride my bike personally for whatever it takes to get this event going. I said, if you guys can get maybe 100 people into this event, I'll ride from here to Blythe, you know, which is about 100 miles. To me, that was like running from here to the moon. I haven't been on a bike in 35 years, so it was a bit of a challenge for me.
It became even more of a challenge when the interest in the event was greater than anticipated.
They ended up getting more than that. And said, Tim, we've already got 150 people coming. You got to go farther. And I says, okay, I'll go to Arizona. So bottom line, they ended up with 350 people. So my commitment was to ride from Palm Springs to El Paso, Texas, which I believe was about 850 miles.
But sometimes things happen on the way to El Paso.
Somehow I missed the Gulf of Mexico on the right there, and I ended up on the Atlantic Ocean in Jacksonville, Florida, about 30 days later, where I ended up riding about 3,000 miles.
Tim's 30-day bike ride brought in approximately $20,000 for about 20 different charities. And how much has changed since that first event?
Here we are, 25 years later. We have 2,500 volunteers instead of 8 from the beginning. We now have raised money for, over 100 charities every year. We raise for about 100 charities compared to the 20 charities when I first started. And we've raised over $4 million.
In fact, the Tour de Palm Springs has gotten so powerful, a worldwide pandemic could not completely stop it.
We did do a virtual event, which our executive director, Deb, did a great job, and we still were able to raise about $60,000. Then last year we had our first event since COVID, and that's where we brought in 5,000 cyclists. It was a great event, great weather.
During that time, I was able to catch up with a few cyclists who were also veterans of past events.
I was just impressed by the overall organization of everything. The police being out there and helping us get through all the lights and all that. It was an awesome experience, and then coming back to the end here, it was spectacular. We really enjoyed everything. Every year we come here, it's even better and better every year.
I'm here from Baltimore where it's 40 degrees, and I'm out here in 89-degree weather, loving it. Proud to say I'm gold medalist for the Senior Olympics 5K for the state of Maryland. And this has been an awesome event. Had a great time and look forward to coming back.
So, I mean, I love the people here. I love the atmosphere, camaraderie. Everybody's out here. Nothing's crazy. And it's a good atmosphere. Love it.
This visitor from Chula Vista was so impressed with the area that he made a life-altering decision.
Love Palm Springs. We're moving here in 3 years.
Oh, can't wait to have you.
All right.
In closing, Tim Esser would like to make one thing perfectly clear. This is a massive undertaking, and he could not do it alone.
Without these volunteers, it just couldn't happen. Again, 2,500 volunteers to put this massive event on. And again, every time I get a compliment in the streets or anywhere, I pass that on to these volunteers because, again, we can't do it without them.
Thank you.
I'm just so proud to be part of these people. Age 5 up to, I think we had 97-year-olds helping out. You know, it's just an honor to be with these people to make it happen, because it's not my event, it's our event. And I just couldn't be prouder.
For Our Desert Past, Steve Sumrall, NBC Palm Springs, News First.